are rolling.
First of all,
We already gone.
what made me nervous was the fact that this glare of the purple light, and I couldn't see, because blue kind of dark. So I had to adjust my.
Oh my God. Okay, girl. So she was asked to clap once we start, so that if there's an issue with the audio and the video, they can line it up. She took forever to do that fucking clap. Like, bitch, what did you wait on?
No, wait. Like I said,
I stopped counting too.
And he stopped counting, so
which is natural. I'm supposed to stop counting.
It's like my senses didn't catch up.
Oh my God,
the glare.
Help her, God. Help her, Lord. Help her, Lord. Well, welcome to another episode of No Bra Required, where you can feel free to be free and let it all hang out with #No Judgment.
All right.
It's been a minute. We normally do this on a bi-weekly basis.
Yeah.
But life has gotten in the way. So there's a couple different things. I want to start with this one thing. Shout out to Tambersign, DJ Blue, and Josh for giving us these cozy vibes.
Rounds of applause.
In the Lair, where we have a working title for our space's name. So the Lair is one of the options. So, they're always here to make us look good, sound good. So you hear a voice, it's DJ Blue or Josh, either one. So, because we like to get their opinions on things. We don't want it to be a one-sided bias conversation all the time. So, Blue, what you think about that new Kendrick Lamar album? Have you listened to it?
I skimmed through it. I like it.
Okay.
I like Kodak on them.
Okay, yeah, I was listening to it and I started listening to it because I'm not really a hip hop rap kind of person, but I'm a fan of artistry, and I kept seeing people posting like, "Oh my God, it's so amazing! It's a genius work!" Like, because they were talking about the video, because he's changes faces in the video. So this morning I listened to a couple songs. I will say that listening to him, like, he's being real and raw about stuff that we all deal with.
Yeah.
Like, it's a situation where it's like, and it kind of ties into our topic today, because we're just going to be doing a little catching up about life and things going on.
Yeah.
And he talk about therapy in there and, issues. And, it's like we all dealing with that stuff. And, by putting something like that out, being who he is, it's like it lets everybody know, like, we all, on whatever scale and level we on, like, we all dealing with some shit.
Well, I am a Kendrick Lamar fan. I love Kendrick Lamar.
Okay.
So he can't do anything wrong in my book. I honestly think that this is the era and time for that. We've always used music as Black people to kind of get those social things and events out there, and kind of like say, hey, this is what's going on. But I think our younger generation, they're not, I don't think that they are going through it the same way as we are. I think we can appreciate it a little bit more, and I think that it's something that needs to be heard. We're going through some crazy, and I think that our parents thought that they were going through some crazy times.
Yes. And it's like,
I think that
it can't be worse than this. It's like you think, but
definitely, so I think that this is the time for artists to definitely get those social ideas and issues out there musically, even more, because we jumping on the bandwagon. I'm fucking with Kendrick Lamar, because guess what? When you say life been beating ass.
Listen, and kicking ass and taking names, bitch.
Bitch, I was just in jail for 5 days.
Oh, God.
Like,
oh, my God.
Talk about life whooping your ass, and I don't even look like, or am I the type of bitch to be in
we're not jail individuals. We're not about that life.
Let me tell y'all.
We can talk a motherfucking good game, but when it come down to it, we don't want no
baby,
smoke.
I definitely don't want no smoke. And guess what? I was in there 5 days, and it was a traffic situation.
Man, I was in there for 2 days one time, and I about lost my
I lost my motherfucking mind. I don't know about anybody. I don't know how people can go to jail, get out, and go back to jail.
And here's the thing.
Like, y'all have lost me on that shit. I cried so hard.
I know it.
Mind you, I was in Clayton County.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't wish that on the devil himself. Okay. Because them motherfuckers got you locked down 23 hours a day. Okay. Over some traffic. Them motherfuckers, they didn't want no court, bond.
No, ma'am.
I mean, they wanted a bond, but you couldn't see the judge.
No,
and
ma'am.
your ass couldn't get no release till you paid that fucking money.
Yeah,
Like,
that's part of the problem, and it draws attention to something that is an issue.
Yeah.
The privatization of prisons
Yeah.
is a thing because it's like it is not in the best interest of the county, the people who own the jail, all of that, to keep the jail empty. So it's like you locking people up on minor stuff.
Yeah.
Like with driving because you don't have your license on you, locking somebody up, or because you didn't come to court on the day. Like I gotta go to jail.
I gotta
for
go
that?
to jail. And I gotta sit in there with motherfuckers who have done shit.
Actually done something.
Unthinkable.
Yeah.
Them hoes was in there fighting over Kit Kats and shit.
Oh my God.
You know what I'm saying? These hoes was arguing about a nigga named Breezy. Come to find out the bitch named Breezy was in there the whole time. Like, damn, I thought this was a nigga, y'all. It's like, man, I thought it was baby daddy and baby mommy issues. No, Breezy was in the exact pod we was in.
You had to go to a pod? I didn't have to go to a real.
No, honey, I was in there with two bitches, and them bitches did not wake up. They was like, unless it was Peel Call or it was Trey's, bitch, them hoes slept. I said, I'm up for y'all.
Yeah.
I got enough energy. Y'all didn't slept enough for the three of us. Damn, bitch, let's play some cards or something. Like, I thought that this is how it goes.
Bitch, you been watching too much Orange is the New
Bitch,
Black.
I thought that's how we go.
You thought you
I
was
was
ready.
ready.
Look,
Look,
Black in this.
I
bitch.
cried, honey. Let me tell you, when they said 23 hours, when they said 23 hours lockdown, G, I screamed so loud. I think that I burst blood vessels in my chest or something. Cause God, what?
Yeah. But it's like the older girls you talking about, they used to it. Like,
They was in there. The bitch said she was in there for 9 months.
Immediately.
And that hoe didn't want to talk about nothing.
Yeah.
Immediately.
She
they
want to
got-
say shit.
Yeah, they got a routine. Like, yeah, it's hard for a normal person coming in and just sleep.
Yeah,
I'm like, bitch, what do we?
I didn't eat for the
I didn't
2
eat
days
it.
I
I
was
didn't eat
in
for
there.
5 days. You know what I ate?
Yeah.
Those 2-pack cookies. Them they give you a 2-pack cookie. The bitches was like, bitch, you gotta eat something. Here, we gonna give you our cookies too.
Yeah, I was the same way. Like, I'm not eating that.
Girl, let me tell you, shout out to them strong hoes that don't mind going to jail. 'Cause, bitch, I'm not going to jail.
Listen, I'm not going to be
I ain't going to
associated
jail.
with you in any shape, form, fashion, or capacity if you're doing any illegal shit. So stay the fuck away from me with that shit.
Unless
because
if
I
it's
am not jail material at all. Like, that thing is the most degrading. Then they gotta strip search you. Like, just the stuff that you have to go through. And
Bitch, they ripped off my lace front wig. They ripped that motherfucker, my edges and everything. I was so pissed because I'm like, wait, I thought that they do something different for people with traffic, right?
Oh, no.
I didn't think you have to go in there and goddamn squat 3 times
and cough and all that.
and bitch, a bitch came in there and she was casting spells and shit. She was spewing. Girl, it was the worst.
And see, I had the pleasure.
else. Georgia
I had the
got me.
pleasure of being detained by 2 different counties. So, long story short, my identity was stolen. So the girl was stealing money from people using my ID because that she had also scammed me with, but that's another story for another day. So I had a warrant I didn't know about. Got pulled over. I was driving Uber at the time. Got pulled over. They're like, "There's a warrant for your arrest." I'm like, "For what?"
What the fuck did I do?
And I'm like, is it about some stuff, some identity theft? Because that wasn't me. We're not here to have court. So they locked me up. They put my hands behind my back. I'm very claustrophobic. On the way to the jail, I got sick. So then we had to stop. She pulled over. Then that took me to the emergency room. Then after they cleared me in the emergency room, her supervisor bought a van to transport me to the jail. I got to the jail. They had to throw my clothes away because I had fluid on it because I had gotten sick.
Yeah.
Threw my clothes away. I was in a hospital gown. This was Gwinnett County because I got pulled over in Snellville. in there all night with a gown. They finally give me some clothes, and I didn't know this either about jail. Like, you have to wear their underwear. Like, they made me take everything off.
Oh,
So I
they
had to
didn't
wear
even
some
give me
used
underwear, bitch.
underwear.
Nope, they didn't even give me underwear. I didn't have a toothbrush. I didn't have a towel. I didn't have any fucking thing in Clayton County. I don't recommend nobody.
It's not a restaurant, bitch.
What?
We're not trying to go there.
Y'all better drive straight through that motherfucker because that's crazy.
Yeah. So then,
and I was sleeping on the floor. Oh, hell.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, because
it was
then
bad.
once I got
with maxi pads, it was crazy.
Oh God. Then when they gave me the clothes or whatever to put on, because the warrant was in Fulton County, they had to come get me. So they had to transport me. I had to take their stuff off. They gave me like some generic jogging pants or whatever. So Fulton County comes get me. The guy who gets me is really, really nice. Josh over there fumbling. What?
You know,
Klutz
if you wanted to
McGee.
say cut, just say cut.
Damn. Anyway, the guy comes, takes me to Fulton County. So then I learned once I get there, because even though he came and got me in the morning, court is over by like 9 a.m. So if you don't get there by 9 a.m., you have to wait till the next fucking day to get a hearing so you can do whatever the hell you gonna do. So then I had to spend the night, and they took the girls, because I guess the women's jail is in Union City, but I begged them, like, I got court in the morning, can I just stay here?
Right.
Because I did not want to be on no buses. Like, it was not a good look for me.
Well, let's just say that for me to wait till I'm 35 to go to jail, bitch, that's crazy. I should have did that when I was like 21 or something.
Yeah,
I probably would have been harder. You know, I probably would have been
35.
more of a G. Bitch, I was in there crying.
I know it.
Like, I was in there like Miss Sophia.
Yeah. Yeah, no.
Girl, I got out that
real.
bitch. I'm like, Sophia, home now. Shit.
For real.
Like
just the little things.
People who are who are incarcerated, I can see why, you know, coming out is like a adjustment, because even coming home, and I was only in there 5 days.
5 days, right.
Sleeping, like, I was like trying to figure out if I was in an alternate universe. Like, am I home? Am I in my bed? Am I bitch jumping up? Because
I know I got PTSD. I know I got PTSD behind that.
You know, if anybody got a therapist, you know,
you need to get one. Oh, speaking of that, I recently started going to therapy.
I think it's a good thing.
I think
that I'm on that verge where I'm like, bitch,
yeah.
You know.
I decided because, you know, for me, my world has been turned upside down. So since the last time we were together, my mom called me one day, this was in March, and told me that my uncle had passed. And mind you, my uncle is perfectly healthy, 58 years old, like active, like very, you know, social, like just a very active person. Drop dead. Thank you. And then it was like the very next week, my grandfather died. And the crazy thing is, like, my grandfather, we were expecting that, because it's interesting, because the week before my uncle passed, my other uncle had called me, like, you know, I talked to Uncle Mike. He said, Granddaddy not doing too good. If you want to see him, then you need to be trying to get home to see him. I was like, okay. So then after I talked to him, I talked to my mama. Talked to my mom, she kind of said the same thing, and Uncle Mike was in the background. So then that was like a Thursday. That Tuesday she calls me, and she's like, hey, what are you doing? I was working, so I was driving. I'm like, you know, I'm driving. She was like, well, just call me when you get a minute. I was like, no, just go ahead and tell me now, because I figured she was calling me about my grandfather. Then she's like, Uncle Mike died. And I'm like, who Uncle Mike? Not your brother.
Right.
She was like, yeah. And I was like, what? So then I had to deal with that. Then trying to get home for that service, I'm like, okay, I'll extend my trip a couple of days to spend time with my grandfather while I'm in Chicago. Then the next Thursday, my mom calls me like, hey, your grandfather died. I'm like, are you joking? I was like, is this a joke?
Yeah.
She was like, no, I'm not joking. I was just like, could not believe it. So it's like, to have all of that, and mind you, I do not know my father's side of my family at all. I never looked at him. If he walked in here right now, I wouldn't know who he was. So I only have my mom's side. So to lose two men and my
Yeah.
family so close together, it was like a whirlwind on top of all the other like life stuff that I have going on like internally. So like finally I was just like, I had a moment and I just like broke down and I called a friend of mine and just, I cried on the phone.
Yeah.
Like the ugly cry, like in my car, loud, like it was really bad because it became so overwhelming, and we just hold on to so much stuff, and it's like you just get through it, you just deal with it. Oh, it's fine, figuring it out. It's gonna be okay. Like I'll work it out. Like. And it's just like, I decided like at that point, like I'm like, I need to talk to somebody after I just burst out. Cause I'm like, okay, I thought I was handling things pretty well. But with that episode, I was like, no. And I'm like, I need to talk to somebody. And it's like, there's nothing wrong with that. We have to release that stigma.
I have a, I definitely feel like it's time, especially going through traumatic events. Life in itself is traumatizing.
Yeah.
From birth all the way into, no matter if you are, wealthy or poor.
Yeah.
There are things that this life prepares you for, this life teaches you that are kind of traumatizing. And speaking to somebody is definitely on my to-do list, and I've seen how it has affected a few of my friends, and they're able to vibrate a little bit higher because they're able to express what's really going on, those deep-rooted issues. So I am all for therapy.
And it's something that's important, because the other reason why I felt like it was important, especially at this phase of my life, like just turning 40, it's like I've been kind of in a stagnant position for a long time. Like I feel like, okay, things are fine, I've just been coasting along, everything's fine, but it's like I want to be able to do more, and that whatever it is that's keeping me from that, like I feel like there are some things that I have to deal with in order to get to that next level, because it's not because I don't have the resources. It's not because I don't have the connections. It's not because of any of those reasons. It's got to be something in me. And I think that's when you realize, when you're ready for therapy, when you realize it's not because I'm a bad person. It's not because something's wrong with me. It is just, I am the common denominator, and the only thing that I can control in this vast world of things is myself. So this is not about, it's not about you changing your situation, because you're gonna have situations, you're gonna have to figure stuff out, you're gonna have to you're gonna get thrown curveballs. Nothing is gonna be exactly the way you plan. The only thing that you have control over is how you behave and how you operate in the situation. So it's like, I feel like therapy is a way to help just navigate things, think about it differently. Like sometimes there are two roads to take, and sometimes we take the harder one, where if we just thought about it a little different, or got another perspective from somebody else.
Took a breath. Or, just took 5 minutes to kind of
bouncing it off of someone else that, has that experience to like, well, what about this? Or maybe you consider that, or how could you have done that differently? That will give you a new perspective on things and help you to kind of maybe get out of the rut. At least for me, that's what I am trying to do, because the other thing that, these deaths have shown me, especially with my uncle, is like, life is short. Like we don't have an infinite amount of time to do stuff, and we put things off and we put them to the side, and it's one of them things where you don't have forever. So it's kind of like, you gotta make moves, like, or someone else could have the idea, like it's a great idea, then somebody else is profitable off the idea, and it's like, dang, I could have did that. So it's like, you don't have forever, because God just doesn't give something to you. He gives
I wonder
ideas to
if
everybody.
that's because I'm looking at a lot of these younger people, and they kind of doing their shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're going to school and finishing school and getting into their careers, being creative. And I know that a lot of that has a lot to do with how social media has gone in the last few years. A lot of people have become Insta famous, TikTok famous, when they got their own little things going on. And I think that, I wonder if stagnation comes in kind of our generation, because we're kind of, spoiled.
Yeah.
You know, we're spoiled.
A little bit.
That are like 35 or 40.
Those elder millennial category.
We are spoiled. We had a lot of...
We were coddled a little bit.
We were coddled.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
because
saying?
Our parents were the generation where it's like they had to struggle, so they wanted to do better for their kids,
for us,
and they did. But it's like with that comes a lot of entitlements.
You know what I'm saying? A lot of us don't realize as adults is that we deal with entitlement issues. You know what I'm saying? Our parents broke they back for us. You know what I'm saying? A lot of us. Some people didn't have that. You know, because I did know a lot of people on the other spectrum, on the other side of the spectrum, where their parents didn't give a fuck.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And those people kind of grinded a little bit harder. But us that parents gave a fuck and
we had the nicer things. We went on vacation. We went on vacations, activities. You know, we were Girl Scouts and doing ballet, all that dancing, and
I think that we're having a harder time adjusting to adults. Adulting. We're having a hard time adjusting. You know what I'm saying? I can't even fake the funk. You know what I'm saying? Because even as a divorcee, like I looked at my marriage and I looked at how I was. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, oh, Susie Homemaker. You know why? Because we was watching the Brady fucking Bunch. We thought that this is how, you know, life goes, and life don't go like that. You know, in marriage and companionship and raising children, you know, life don't go like that. And we thought it did.
And most of us too. And the other thing too, I think that spoiled us is with that, and with especially with relationships, like most of us, even if our parents weren't together, we knew somebody close in our family who had a good marriage. So it's like we like, oh,
and then we watch shit like Family Matters. You know what I'm saying? We watch shit like Fresh Prince. We watched shit that showed Cosby Show that showed us family dynamic and how life, you know, is supposed to go. You know, even when it came to Family Matters, you know, Winslow was a cop.
Right.
You know
in Chicago.
In Chicago. Regular nigga. You know what I'm saying?
Stupid.
Regular nigga. You know what I'm saying? And so we had this idea that this is the way life goes, and we've been hit hard, especially in the marriage arena. Like,
most of my friends have a divorce under their belt. I kicked it off because I got married young. But it's like most of my friends, they have a divorce under their belt. Some of them are remarried. Some of them have lost their spouses, but like most people my age is working on marriage number 2.
Man.
I'm trying to work on marriage
or
number
not
2,
even working on marriage no more, because at that point, like, especially for someone who was with their spouse for a very long time, you don't even want to do that shit. Like, for real, like, you really want to be like domestic partners, maybe.
See, I'm the opposite.
Not.
I'm the opposite. Like, I
haven't found nobody that makes me feel like.
Well, here's the thing. I haven't found anybody either, but I still have the hope of that. Like, but going back again to having that close knit, you know, married couple. Like for me, it was my aunt and my uncle. My aunt and my married her husband like when I was a kid. So like they were like fancy couple because like they got a write up in Ebony magazine because one of her friends was writing for the magazine at the time, and she was hyphenating her last name. So they did an article about hyphenating your last name when you get married. So they were in Ebony, and like, you know, they were very close. They had a great relationship. You know, it was like what you look for a marriage to be like. So it's like, and then he passed 5 years ago. He had a sudden heart attack. Wow. So now she's back, you know, just to being single again. So it's like, you know, but I still hold out that hope for her husband's name was Judson, so he was Uncle Judd. He was my Uncle Judd. So I always hold out hope that my Uncle Judd is still out there, like, because you have to believe that or you'll get cynical about love.
But you know what? Let me tell you what I don't do. I mean, and I understand that's a beautiful example. Me, when I'm thinking of people and how they stayed together, I think about the bullshit that the bitch went through. I don't want to deal with,
or the man.
or the man went through, because I do
Yes.
know some good men out there.
They
Agreed.
Right? I
Agreed.
know a good man right now that just had to wring his bitch throat, and I ain't even mad at him. And I don't condone.
But I
Because that didn't
understand.
sound like you
don't-
didn't
But
condone.
let me
I
tell y'all
understand.
why. You know, there are certain things that a female can do that'll make you want to wring her neck.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? The
Yes.
same way there's certain things that a man can
Agreed.
do that make you want to, stab him in that artery that be bouncing
Agreed.
right there. You know what I'm
Agreed.
saying? So it's just the shit people go through. I don't want to, and I'm not saying that there is a perfect marriage or a perfect union or a perfect, domestic partnership. What I am saying is I don't think I want to deal with somebody else's bullshit no more. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now, unless I am, with someone who their flaws are not such a big deal. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't deal with a drinking problem. I can't deal with domestic violence.
Right.
I can't deal with a lying ass nigga. Now, my thing is this, and the third one being the most important.
Oh,
You know what I'm
she's
saying? So,
dramatic.
I'm just, I don't know about relationship, looking at somebody's relationship and being like, oh my God, I want to.
Yeah, but that's where
do
we
that.
differ, because again, and my grandparents were together for over 50 years too.
Yeah.
So it's like that. I want that. Maybe not the 50-year thing, because I'm already 40, because they got married when they were very young. But it's like I do still aspire to that, even in spite of the stuff that I had to deal with. Because the other thing too, with my marriage, I was very young when I got married. I was 22 years old.
Yeah.
So it was like, we weren't together long enough to like hate each other, because we still cool to this day. So it's like, I didn't get that sense of, you were in your relationship much longer. Y'all have kids. Your dynamic is very different. So it's like, I get it, but that's again where your experience is. It's a situation where it determines what your perspective is.
Exactly.
Because mine was bad. Like, it wasn't great, but again, it wasn't terrible. And not to say that yours is terrible, but it's just different, gave you a different perspective for how you want to be outside of your marriage.
Well, I can't say it was terrible. Yeah. I could say my marriage taught me a lot about what I did not want as a grown woman.
Yeah.
Because my desires changed. I had met my ex, or not even met, but decided to be with my ex at 18. From 18 to like 33, like I literally did not know who the fuck I was or what I even wanted. It kind of just was like, whatever the fuck he wants. I like, dumb shit. Yeah. So now that I have learned about myself, I took a year to just learn about me. What it is that I wanted. What was my desire? Where was I fucking up at? Where was my focus lost at? How can I make more money? How can I do that?
Is very important, because I have a friend who is recently divorced, and she and I have been talking a lot more, and I encouraged her to like take some time for you.
Yeah.
Like, she's been in a relationship the whole time I've known her. I've known her for a very long time. So it's like, and it's not because of, we don't want to see you happy, but it's like, you were in a marriage for a very long time.
Yeah.
That was your identity for a while.
Yeah.
And it's like, you got married, I mean, in your 30s. So it's like, you were still fairly young. It's like, take some time to get to know who you are. Yeah. Because at the end of the day, like, you got to be comfortable with yourself. You do. Like, you're in a whole new phase of your life. And it's like, this is the time to reinvent yourself, to explore new things and come into your own and figure out what and who you are outside of your children, outside of a husband. And I think that that's so important. I think that a lot of times that aspect of leaving a relationship is missed, because we're so, we're longing for companionship as human beings. Like, we don't want to be alone, especially when we're relationship people. And I consider myself to be a relationship person. So it's like, we want those things. And when somebody is giving us those things, it's a situation where we like gravitate to it, but we also have to recognize that we have to make sure we're secure with who we are so that we can attract what we're looking for, because anything can come along.
Oh,
But
yeah.
if you want to find somebody like that's here for you, like a soulmate kind of thing, if you believe in that, like you got to be comfortable and secure in who you are.
Well, yeah. Not only just that, like, you have to pay attention to red flags.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? My thing is, my red flag radar is so up that niggas don't really get a chance. You know what I'm saying? And not even that they don't get a chance, because some, I like who I like.
Right.
But
Right.
dating, you gotta have your guard up. Like, niggas,
Yeah, for sure.
And women. I can't
For
say, because I
sure.
know some women who I'd be like, nigga, you just know. Just know.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, women are out here flipping the script.
They flipped the script.
And
it
it's
ain't
like,
flipping no more. It didn't flip. It didn't flop.
I ain't mad at you, sis. I ain't mad at you, sis.
But let me tell you, bitches done flipped the script so hard that niggas is killing these hoes.
Yeah, because bitches are sick and tired of being sick and tired. Like, it's like, y'all been doing it all this time.
But that just lets me know that a man cannot handle the same BS that he dishes out.
Oh, no.
He cannot handle that. He be ready to choke. He be ready to fight. He be ready to what?
I know you better be careful now.
Oh, yeah. I knew it was going to be a chime in from the peanut gallery.
Niggas be ready to beat what? You did
Yeah,
what? Let me tell you. You ain't even got to be with him up. Let him read something in your phone.
Oh.
That's contrary to anything y'all got going on.
That's the same way with y'all too, though.
Nope.
Well, no, yeah. I know you not saying that with your little froggy ass. You here for the shit. You with the shit.
Well, my thing is,
I don't go
if
through
I have an
phones.
exclusive relationship, now, exclusive relationship, because I believe in polyamory as well. If I had an exclusive relationship and our understanding is this: you don't fuck with nobody, I don't fuck with nobody. You don't kiss nobody, I don't kiss nobody. You don't DM nobody. Like, we literally, a conversation has to happen.
Agreed.
It has to be had. I'm not saying that I'm dating a nigga and then he texting and I'm like, who the fuck you texting? Like, I feel like that's childish. You know what I'm saying?
It is.
But if that man is my man and he doing a little bit too much of that, I'm definitely like.
See, I'm not going through no phone. I just feel like if you doing dirt, it's gonna come out.
What you doing? You know, I'm that one. Like, wait.
No, I'm not like that.
I need to see. I mean, that's exclusivity though. That's if
I'm only
you
being
are
exclusive.
my
I
man.
only do monogamy. I don't do this.
Monogamy is
Once
cool,
we're
too.
together. Now, if we dating, that's a whole different thing. But we've decided to be in a committed relationship.
That's what I'm saying.
It's
Commitment.
monogamous.
A committed relationship, a monogamous relationship.
Yeah.
Where you say, I go with you, you go with me.
Did you see that thing that's going around Instagram? She like, I mean, I'm gonna give you choices. Either
Yeah,
you gonna be with me, or I'm gonna be with you, or we gonna be together.
So you could choose to be
That's
with
how
me.
girls be. That's how I'm gonna present my next situation. I'm like, so I'm gonna give you a couple of choices. Either you gonna be with me, I'm gonna be with you, or we gonna be together. I'm joking.
I'm just saying. To me, like, that whole it's funny. It's funny because the toxic nigga is gonna go to shorty. She love me
for sure.
But to be honest, like, I'm looking at niggas 40 and up, really. You know, like,
I'm trying
I'm
trying to find some niggas on some grown man shit.
Yeah.
I will
35,
definitely
40.
say that. Now, here's the thing: I will make adjustments if you're more mature for your age,
right?
Like, because
I meet some 30-year-olds, they got their shit together.
And here's the thing: I have recently started talking to somebody, and he's like 33. He ain't got no kids. 25? Bitch, we have moved on from that phase of our life.
I thought he was 25.
No, we're not doing that anymore. We've moved on to other things.
Graduated to 33.
Anyway, but he ain't got no kids. He doesn't have any children. Like, he seems cool. Like, it's still very new. So I'm hopelessly and cautiously optimistic. But you know what I'm saying? Like, he seems a little bit older. He's from like the country. Yeah. So that kind of helps too when a man is kind of like Augusta, outside of Augusta.
Oh, Georgia country.
Yeah.
I was going to say, because we in
33.
Georgia. Look.
What you say, Josh?
It used to be 25. I mean, because I ain't gonna lie, because some of these 25, I ain't gonna lie.
If you catch me at the right time, if I'm single.
I have run across about 3 niggas that caught my attention under 35.
You know, I have dipped in the kiddie pool a few times. I ain't gonna lie about
it's
that.
It's a Chicago thing.
The kiddie pool is a Chicago.
Here you go with that shit again. You've said that before. I normally don't
think that that's funny.
When I say the kiddie pool, I just mean younger than me.
I know. I'm talking about Blue with his extra.
I know. We will not be making any comparisons to any other Chicago
R. Kelly
people.
is doing pretty well in prison right now. They say he has made.
He better get used to it. And you know who else? Young Thug and Young Gunna. Y'all gonna be up over in there.
Bitch, what is wrong with these
I was so intrigued. Like, I've been like Googling. Like, I went to the website to see if I could look him up in the inmate search. I don't know why, because I don't listen to their music. But I've been so intrigued with this.
I was finna say, I was intrigued for the simple fact. Did you see the video with him and his buddies? And they were like going, and the nigga was waving and shit, and he was. All I could see is, they finna have a party in that bitch. They finna have a party in jail. They finna go the fuck off, because only a nigga who is not afraid to go to jail will point a gun at the camera and wave.
They say he's doing good in that though.
I'm sure he's not. Thug, I'm sure he's not. Let me tell you something.
He's a drug addict.
Well, probably
that's what it is.
That's true too. But you know what the other thing too is, for a creative to feel like a bird in a cage where you can't see outside, you can't do what you want to do. It is stifling. Like, it will. I felt like them days I was in there, like, I felt so claustrophobic. Like, the fact that I couldn't see outside. Like, the fact that I couldn't just go and get in my car and do what I wanted to do, to like hear music. Like, I don't have anything to like silence my thought. Like, that for a creative, I know he not doing good. And I know that he thought that because he got money, he was gonna be right out. But that Rico, they don't snatch that Rico out for no reason. Listen, Rico only makes an appearance when Rico going to
all
jail.
The way,
he going to jail, because the government, it's like one of them things like, your mama, like, I already know the answer before I ask the question. Like, you're going to jail, and then with that federal shit you doing all that time.
They're not smart, and guess what? They're not smart, because these motherfuckers do whatever they want to do in their songs, say whatever they want to say. They act however the fuck they want to act in public. There is no decency in the arts. Like, everybody just doing what everybody is willy-nilly right now. And it used to be a standard. Like, musicians used to have a standard. Like, you couldn't just be seen doing any fucking thing. I'm goddamn Gerald Levert, bitch.
Right.
Like,
and you doing your dirt, and like, that's why all these biopics that's coming out. That's why all these biopics is coming out. Like, some of this stuff, you be like, what?
They did what?
Because they did it behind closed. Even with Whitney, we joked about it all those years, but it wasn't a whole lot of her behavior, but she wasn't out in the streets tooting powder on stage, walking off and doing rails.
She may have, but it just was. They didn't. The camera.
It was respect.
Well, that's what I'm saying. They had a type of, what do you call it?
Well,
Yeah.
you didn't have access. We didn't.
That's
People
true,
didn't have
too.
access to.
That's true.
If you wasn't in that circle,
Yes.
or around, you didn't know
Yeah.
what they did besides
Yeah.
what was put on TV or in the tabloid.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
And
like,
there was a level of protection
a
around people
level
like
of
that. Because your
protection.
people wasn't going to say nothing.
Yeah.
And like me being in this industry where it's like I'm around somebody
Yeah.
who's prevalent,
Yeah.
like people... It's people that are willing to talk. I'm not one of those people.
Yeah.
But it's like people trying to get their 15 minutes of fame or a blog reach out to them and like, hey, you got some information,
Yeah.
yada, yada, yada. And people are willing to exploit their relationships
Yeah.
for financial gain or whatever the case may be. So it's like, it's people willing to do that back in those days. Just like that woman, Whitney's best friend, Robin,
Yeah.
who there was always speculation if they were more than just friends. She still kept her mouth shut. Like, this is my
Right.
friend, whatever we have
It was
going on,
dignity,
I'm gonna
it was-
respect her
exactly,
privacy, and that's not
exactly.
everybody's business.
But see, we don't have respect going on across the board. There
For
is
real.
no respect
Agreed.
in the world at this moment.
Agreed.
Motherfuckers don't respect kids.
Schools,
They don't
churches,
respect
elderly.
schools. We got a motherfucker that thought I am about to go kill black people and drove 3 fucking hours to execute 10 black people. I'm talking about no respect, no regard for life.
And
that happened
was it
yesterday.
Buffalo?
Ohio.
Ohio.
You know what I'm saying? So my thing is, what we're lacking in the world today, motherfuckers be like, what the world needs now is love. What the world needs now is respect. Nobody respect nobody's time, nobody's relationship, nobody's beliefs.
Yeah, absolutely agree.
Nobody's,
Nothing.
Nothing. There is
Your
no
life,
respect. Your child.
Your life,
You know what I'm
like
saying?
niggas
You
out here
gotta
killing
respect
like
that shit.
it's no big deal.
Like this motherfucker could come back. Like y'all could retaliate. Like he could retaliate. Like y'all could go through this shit. So my thing is, motherfuckers have definitely. Sorry, that's the plug.
Bring her phone. She
sorry, that's
she
the
love to
plug.
have her phone
That's the plug. But
out
anyway.
in public.
It's just I feel like we have lost the level of respect, especially when parents start finding out they could go to jail for whooping their kids' ass. You know what I'm saying?
But the other
When
thing too
we
is
take-
like you don't feel comfortable enough to like say something. Like back in the day, somebody, an older person could say something. Hey man, young man, pull your pants up.
Yeah.
Now they like fuck you, nigga. And
You
like
know why?
will
Because their
shoot
mama
you.
is like, don't say shit to my kid.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Which is
Don't
a whole
say
nother
nothing to my kid. I
problem.
grew up with people who had parents like, don't say shit to my kid. And it was a girl in my when I grew up, she killed her mama.
What?
She killed her mama. We was 13. Like, bitch, what?
I could never.
You know what I'm saying? So we don't have respect. Kids not respecting their parents because they got so many protection laws. You know what I'm saying? Jobs ain't respecting their employees, and y'all the motherfuckers who need them. You know, it's just the world is weird now.
It's
The world
it's
is
a
weird now.
very post pandemic is a very interesting time to be alive. And it's like just certain things that you never thought would happen in your lifetime, or it's like it's just you get to a place where like what is going on? Like everything is changing. Everything is changing for everybody. And that's the thing. Everybody is going through something. Normally it'd be like some of your friends be doing good and some of them, saying
But
going through
right
a hard
now,
time.
everybody is really going through shit. And we are very traumatized.
Yes.
Like the fucking pandemic. Think about this. People were dying at a rapid rate. You did not know if it was going to be you next. You did not know if it was going to be your family next. You did not know what the fuck was going on. We got a fucking virus. We got masks on our face. We got PPE. We got all of this crazy ass shit going on. And then they say, oh, it's over. Everything's open. Go back to your normal fucking life. Who the fuck can do that?
Yeah, they're
I mean,
it's a new normal.
in the city of Atlanta, too.
Yeah.
No, G. No, it's a
I'm
different
saying-
type
no,
of
I'm
trauma.
saying, Right. I mean, well, yeah, I guess you're right.
But Atlanta kind of been open the whole time.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. Like Atlanta.
But
like,
even
you
still,
know,
the
they
mentality behind it, because I didn't go like during the actual pandemic. I didn't go outside until it was like, okay, we're gonna creep
Yeah.
outside, a
Yeah.
year later. But during that, I stayed in the crib. I partied in the crib, but still, my mentality was, damn, I'm knowing people that's dying, and they been in the crib.
Yeah, and the other thing too, it brought out a lot of disparities racially, because that's the George Floyd happened right after the pandemic started, so we was all at home, and then even with the mask wearing and showing, and people just showing their true colors about how they feel about certain things, like, and then with the whole Donald Trump situation and the insurrection, it's just been like these past couple of years, it's like it's been so much, like somebody will bring something up like, oh yeah, that shit did happen, because you be forgetting, because it's just been so from George Floyd to insurrection to pandemic to all of that stuff. It's like,
all that happened in COVID, right?
it's like,
so we're in a traumatic vortex,
impeachment
basically.
and an election that we had to wait multiple days or damn near a week to get the like, it's just everything,
and they're expecting us to live. You know what I'm saying? And have, so this is why we're saying therapy is important.
Absolutely.
Think about the things that you have gone through over the last couple of years.
Yes.
You know
and it doesn't make you weak. It doesn't make you inadequate. It is something to help you get through, because the other pandemic that we've been dealing with these past few years is mental health.
Yeah.
Because there have been a lot of suicides. It's been a lot of mental health breaks. My sister experienced like a mental health issue, and like it really like shined a light on these type of things. And that's the thing. It was a gift and a curse, because again, because of these things, you're in the house by yourself. You're in solitude. You can't go nowhere. Maybe you lost your job, or you're dealing with a sick person who has COVID, or a relative that has passed on because of COVID. It's like all of these things have come out, and you should not be afraid or feel like something is wrong with you or you're less than, because you need to talk to somebody, because we all gotta let this out.
I would have never thought that I'd be talking about no damn therapy, because I'm so much,
you suck that
I'm
shit
a mentally
up.
strong person. Like I meditate, I pray, I take time for my mental health. Like I'm really good. But going through something traumatic is it's levels, because what may be traumatic, me being in there for 5 days ain't shit to somebody. They like, bitch, you ate that shit.
Right.
Whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
But then it's like, but for me,
it was traumatizing.
It was traumatizing.
Absolutely.
The lady that the two ladies I was in, they was in 9 months. The bitch didn't even know when she was getting. She was like, well, if they send me up the road, they send me up the road. Yeah. Like, bitch, I
have PTSD. Like I've finally come to realize, because I get anxiety when the police is behind me. Yeah. Like I start to get a little fidgety.
I don't even watch Orange Is the New Black anymore.
Yeah. I can't watch Lockup.
Jail. I don't watch jail shows anymore.
Watch it.
I don't do any of that.
I'm the same way, because it's like it's different when you're looking like, oh, that's terrible. Yeah. But when you've experienced it, like
I thought we
was
gonna have like a TV, where I could look out the door maybe and see, oh, we got free time. We had an hour of free time. Yeah. You could use the phone as long as it was free time. How about it's 28 of us trying to use the fucking phone?
Yeah, when you get sent up, then they be getting iPads and all that. Because I did find out, because they was talking about JPay when I was in there. Like they had their little tablets that they can have. That's how they be on Facebook dating and stuff. It be so many niggas locked up on there. That's a whole other thing. But I'm like, sir, are you in jail? What is this? Like I'll be looking at the background. They be trying to make it look like they're not.
Right. And then they'll have something on there like, if you're not looking for a long term, please X me. Like, nigga, long term.
A long term pen pal, sir?
Right.
What are you talking about?
Like you in there long term.
I watch Love After Lockup. I know what that is. I'm not going. Absolutely not.
Watch that shit.
Yeah, but it's not about jail. It's after they get out, so it's not so bad. But
y'all good over there? Sound good? Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah, see how she.
No, I just we be.
She's a production manager.
Yes.
Wow. Okay. I'm tired of this beret, man. I feel like I be ganged up on every single time we get together. Like, now, mind you, I brought these people together. Yes. I am the glue that made this connection. They have turned on me. Okay? Timber Sounds has turned on me.
No, they have not. They just recognize a real...
You know
I just
what?
play, I just play.
See, this
is my sister for real. Like, I love y'all. Y'all give me what I need.
Yes. But we have a good time, and that's what this is what we created the platform for. It's like, you know, sometimes we have a topic of conversation that we stick to, but other times life just gets in the way and we just have to share. And it's like it's a cathartic experience, and through this experience we just hope that somebody else can recognize, like, you're not the only one going through stuff. You're not alone. Like, we're here. Like, if there are any topics that you all want to discuss, make sure that you email us at nobrorequired@gmail.com, or you hit us up on Instagram at nobrorequired, or Facebook at the same, and just reach out to us if there's something you want us to talk about, a topic of conversation. If you want to be a guest, perhaps we might be, you know, getting a little guest action. We've already had DJ Blue as our guest co-host, but just this is the place, and it is a slogan, but it's true, where you can feel free to be free and let it all hang out. Well, hashtag no judgment, because we all have to figure this thing out. I'm gonna do a t-shirt. It's just gonna say, I'm just trying to figure it out.
I'm just trying to figure it out,
because that's what
where
we do.
We're at, you know? And do you realize that 40 is still very young?
I don't feel like like grandma.
Let me tell you, I'm 35, and it is bitches that's 60 wishing they was 35.
Yeah.
That's what keeps me knowing that I'm still young enough to make my dreams come true.
Yeah,
it's
never too late.
I ain't dead yet.
It's never
I'm
too
still
late.
young. You know, when I get that feeling, because 30, let me tell you, 30s, you still figuring some shit out.
Absolutely.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You're really not as equipped as
like,
they
you're
want
not
you
getting
to be.
kicked off your parents' insurance till you 26.
You know,
so you ain't really trying to like
those
have
of
to
you who
live
were
real
lucky
life
enough to be on your parents' insurance.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But what I'm saying is, you know, 30s, we're still figuring it out. Like, I'm, you know, post-divorce, like, 2 kids. You know, my daughter's 10. She doesn't, you know, she got crazy ideas about what she likes in life, and
dealing with the stuff that, like, realizing, like, this is not where you thought you would be. So, like,
thinking that you're further behind than you should be.
Yes, exactly.
Take that time, baby. 30s is still time to figure it
I'm
out.
40 and I'm still trying.
You know what I'm saying? And even at 40, you don't see these
Stella didn't get her groove back.
Bitch. You see Ashanti, bitch.
Yeah, she.
Do you see Ashanti?
And Maya?
Do you see Maya?
Yes.
Do you see
bitch, Stella was in her 40s when she went over to Jamaica, got her groove back. So I am looking to get my groove back.
Bitches that's doing. And yes, granted, they started younger. Yes. But guess what? It's hoes out here that started later that's making a prominent name for themselves.
But I see bitches who I'm thinking is my age, and I be like, bitch. Oh, how old are you? 28? I was like, oh. They looking older than they. Yeah, that hard living.
See, we were preserved, not just our feelings.
I'm here for it. I'm here for it.
Not just our feelings. We weren't just spoiled that way, but we were preserved very well. Yes, you know, God shine light on between 1980 and 19.
Here for all of it.
87.
I'm here for it. I'm here for it. Well, this was fun. Next time, when we relink up, we'll have to find another interesting topic. But we just had to do that because it's been a minute. So make sure you check us out again on social media. Yes. We have some events coming up. Always some stuff going on with us.
Factory anniversary should be coming up soon. So make sure that y'all looking out for our calendars. We also have our No Bra Required launch that we're putting together. Yes. So please be on the lookout for that. We're gonna have merch. We're gonna have, we're trying to get this thing.
It's a vibe. We're a vibe. Just check it out.
We in the Lair, chilling out.
We're in the Lair. Shout out to Timbre Sound. Even though I shouldn't be pumping y'all up for the way that you treat me on a regular basis.
It's all love.
Whatever.
It's all love.
Shout out to DJ Blue and Josh. Make sure you hit them up for all of your sound needs. Yes, shout out to Studio Space, ATL Heather LaShawn Studios. So if you need a space to get a little photo shoot done, make sure you hit them up. We'll put the links. down below. So, but as always, the glass is always half empty or half full. It's up to you to decide which one. Be kind with your words. You never know. They can push someone over the edge or pull them off the ledge. Until next time. Ciao for now. Bye, y'all.
Bye, y'all.